Hey Cavradians.
Welcome to Term 2.
We hope you guys have stayed safe during these Easter holidays.
We know this term looks a little different, but
It is more important now than ever before that we remember the importance of community and connection.
That's why the senior leadership team have put together this video for you.
During these uncertain times, it can be very easy to feel anxious and stressed. So we thought we would put together some tips on how to stay positive and calm whilst at home.
Probably the last thing you want to think about right now is the pandemic, but it's important to remember that your feelings are valid. If you're not graduating how you thought you would, playing your favourite sport, spending time with friends, or if everything you were counting on feels like it's up in the air, it's okay to feel anxious or sad.
This is a really hard time for everyone, as no one has experienced anything like this till now. So know that you are not alone in your feelings, and your teachers and your peers are just an email or a phone call away.
So we're stuck in isolation, and it can get pretty lonely. So as we may be seeing each other each day at school, it is so important that we stay in contact and be there for one another. So just make sure to check in with your friends, whether it be on the phone, Zoom-like platforms, or just social media.
As well as your friends, it's also really important to stay connected with your family at home. Even though it might feel like you're spending all your time together, it's so important to check in with one another and support each other through this time.
Lastly, of course, all of your teachers and all the support staff are just an email away, and they're more than happy to help. If you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or even if you just want to have a chat to someone, there are many people here to help you. Please remember that you're not alone.
Throughout all of this, we must remember just how lucky we are. Even being able to stay at home and isolate is an indication of just how privileged we are. We must remember that many people don't have the option to stay at home and don't live in a safe home environment. Even being able to wash your hands means that you have access to safe and clean water. So for those of us who are able to isolate, we must remember that doing so is a privilege.
And even after all of this is over, we need to remember this time so that we can better appreciate our lives after. So that we can appreciate how it feels to hug our friends, to share a park bench, to play our favourite sport, to swim at the beach, or to go to the movies. We should not forget this time. Instead, we should try to grow from it so that the world can be an even better place afterwards. So whilst you spend your time at home, please remember to practice gratitude and to appreciate what you have.
Something else to keep your physical and mental health in check is staying active while at home. With gym shut and sports postponed, it can feel easy to lay in bed watching Netflix and TikTok.
But getting outside in the fresh air and staying active is so important.
Whether it be walking the dog with your family, going for a run, doing yoga in the backyard, kicking the soccer ball around, or even gardening, there are so many easy ways to get outside and stay active.
As you saw, our sports prefects and house captains have been staying active during quarantine.
We are currently working on some resources for the whole school to keep the CAV sports spirit alive, so watch this space and check your emails in the coming weeks.
So this term we will all be starting online learning. It will be a new experience even for the teachers. So that's why we spoke to Mr. Griffiths to get some tips to stay motivated and on top of your learning at home.
It's important to have a designated study area. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy, but it does have to be a spot you specifically reserve for study. Make sure it has good lighting and minimal distractions. Turn your phone off and don't try to multitask. Ask your family to help you stay on track and accountable for your study.
Try and develop a study routine. Make sure you continue to check your emails and follow teacher instructions to stay up to date on all your work and assignments. Find what works for you, whether that be writing lists or drawing mind maps.
Email your teacher to reach out if you have any trouble or not understanding something. Remember that they are all here to help you in any way possible.
Make sure to also get support from your peers. Talk to them about concepts you aren't understanding and share videos and resources that might help each other. This is a difficult time for everyone, and to succeed we have to support each other.
We hope that some of these tips have been helpful for you, and we want to remind you again to draw on the strength of the school community, the Cav Road community during this time. The current pandemic is stressful and quarantine is making us a bit crazy. But it is so important to not give up on yourselves and each other.
The senior leadership team will be doing their best during these times to keep school spirit alive and to make this the best possible year given the circumstances. We hope you all stay safe and positive, and we look forward to seeing you soon.